All right, here we go. 5-finger death punch. Let's get it. What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and I'm back, man. I'm about to do this 5-finger death punch reaction. Now, this is interesting where a couple worlds collide, but I did a reaction in the year 2020 or 2021 to Living the Dream. I've heard of 5-Finger Death Punch. I never got into their music because I was just like really just on my hip hop rap thing. But what was interesting is this is around the time I noticed 5-Finger Death Punch, I was touring with Tech 9. And I don't know if this was like 2009-ish, but I always, my whole crew was Brass Knuckle Entertainment. Then we changed to Brass Knuckle Gang. But I was Brass Knuckle Entertainment and since 1999. And I kept seeing these brass knuckles with spikes. And I was always drawn to it. And people are like, yo, that's 5-Finger Death Punch. I'm like, God dang, I love the name. Love the name from the inception because I'm like, I love martial arts. I'm like, bro. So anyways, I always had heard of them. I just never, got into the music. And I got my first taste during the pandemic. They dropped the video, Living the Dream, and it spoke to me. I was like, bro, this is. I wish more musicians were putting out stuff like this. And then unfortunately, I never dived down the rabbit hole, And on YouTube, as of recently, I've like had an awakening to rock and country, whether it's metal, whether it's industrial metal. We've been checking out Rammstein. I'm just getting hip to all this stuff that I was never hip to in my life. Just, being a kid who got into rap and hip hop after, my parents were into like funk and soul, but they played a lot of Christian music in my house. So I missed a lot of music. So here we are. I'm getting into this, man. 5-Finger Death Punch, the wrong side of heaven. Before we get started, like, share, and comment. Subscribe.
40-year-old boys are back in town. 40. Boys are back in town. 40-year-old boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40.
All right, you guys, let me get this logo down and pull the video up. Before that, don't forget to support the original content on the channel. I've been dropping music videos and vlogs, and I'm going to start working on putting out more original content. I'd like to release something original every Sunday that you guys are vibrating with, so we're going to figure that out in 2024. Now, this is 5-Finger Death Punch, Wrong Side of Heaven. This is really cool, too, because I think that's how you say his name, Zoltan. He's the guitarist. And I don't know if he's the founder of 5-Finger Death Punch, but one of the homies who I've done jujitsu with, Yako, I'm pretty sure does like their security, with them on tour. And so small world because this brother is a jujitsu practitioner, judo, like he's a martial artist. And it just tripped me out because one day he dropped the video and he utilized one of my joints. Today was BJJ, and I was like, this is crazy because this dude is a superstar legend. I'm over here like, I work myself up the ranks, and he was just like, good song. He said something really cool, like, good song, brother, or something like that. I'm like, bro, what the So now here we are, and I'm like, bro, I waited way too long to really dive into 5-Finger Death Punch, but here we go. I wanted to share that story before we started. All right, I talk a lot. If you don't like that, you got to get off the channel. Peace. Let's go. The ones that love you the most are the ones willing to fight for you. I swore to defend you. I volunteered. I risked my life so you don't have to. This is true. While you're watching this, there are 300,000 homeless veterans sleeping on the streets. This is true. And this number is rising. Over 1.4 million veterans are at risk of becoming homeless. Oh, Lord, preach. More than 67% of homeless veterans served our country for at least 3 years. They gave everything. They sure did. Yeah, we are failing them. Oh, my Lord. Let's go.
I spoke to God today, and she said that she's ashamed. What have I become? What have I done? I spoke to the devil today, and he swears he's not to blame. And I understood, 'cause I feel the same. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly tell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell. I heard from God today, and she sounded just like me. What have I done? And who have I become? I saw the devil today, and he looked a lot like me. I looked away. I turned away. Arms wide open, I stand alone. I'm no hero, and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong, I can hardly tell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven, and the righteous side of hell.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry that I paused it there. This video is so compelling and it drives so much emotion. I'm struggling even, like, first and foremost, the song is great. And it's funny because I didn't know totally what to expect from Five Finger Death Punch. I don't know if they do the growling or the yelling, right? Like this is literally the second time I've heard them. And this is very palatable for me. I'm like, yo, this is fire. Like, why haven't I listened to them earlier? So it's definitely, I'm like, bro, anyways, forgive me for not listening earlier, but the subject matter, you guys, and I gotta say this is just the truth, okay? Everything they're putting in here is true. And just this week, I saw something where I believe in California, I might get the numbers mixed up. I don't know if it's like 300,000 or 700,000, immigrants that aren't legal citizens are getting health care in California. And I see this, and I really struggle with that because, as you know, I'm a loving person, open person, but how do you put other, like, how do you put anything in front of the veterans, first of all? And let's just disconnect our government's corruption and where they send our fathers, our mothers, our sisters, our sons, daughters, cousins, nephews to war over nonsense. Let's separate our corrupt government and let's talk about America, Americans, and we the people. And how could we do this to people who, even though they sometimes have to go fight a corrupt war, they still go do it because of why? For America, right? And as people, we got to get it together because we shouldn't be sending them out there. And it's up to us to turn this system upside down in a sense. Anyways, I'm going to tell you a story, a personal story. In reaction, some people hate when I do this because they're like, shut up and react. Just get off my channel. The original version of this video is on Five Finger Death Punch channel. You should definitely watch it there. Definitely support them. Like, share, subscribe what they're doing. I was at my gym this week. I train at a jiu-jitsu and there's boxing in there. And I was on the treadmill doing my some exercises. And this brother who was limping came up and we started talking. His name's Derek. He's in his mid-60s. And he's like, yeah, I had a stroke and the stroke left me not able to walk. But it was an inspirational story. He told me how he just kept pushing it and began to walk. Now he's walking on the treadmill next to me, limping very slow, but having this conversation back and forth with me. I had just watched a David Goggins podcast, so I'm, trying to say inspirational things. We're having really good candor, and he said something that shocked me. One, I knew he was a veteran because he told me he was a veteran. But two, he's like, yeah, after the stroke, they weren't sure if I was going to walk, and I ran out of insurance. So I had to, start doing things on my own. I was like, I got as emotional as I feel right now watching this is how I felt talking to him. I don't ever in my life want to hear that a veteran ran out of insurance. What are we doing? What are we doing? And that's what this spoke to me. It's true. It's true. And it's the veterans need to be taken care of. And they need that extra care. And yeah, maybe we got some addicts on the street, but we need some rehabilitation things. We need to take care of these people that put it all on the line. In the time you were watching this video, a veteran somewhere took his own. Nearly 5,000 veterans die by their own hands. That's one veteran every 2 hours. While you were watching this video. If you want to join the cause and help, or you're a veteran in need, contact one of these organizations. Duly noted. This is something I can get on board with. I'm going to check some of this out. Actually, I'm going to reach out to some of my people because I do a little, is it called philanthropy? A little bit of stuff in the community, but it's crazy because I think the reason this stings a bit, my dad did 21 years in the Air Force, he came out on top, he was a firefighter. But, he had some issues in the military. But my father-in-law, Chip, I don't know. I forget if it's Apaches or Blackhawks. I think it was Blackhawks. But this fool was in wars fighting. I forget, was it Desert Storm or whatever. But he was in these wars. He got shot down. He survived. But, man, he got like a lung disease. My bro, I grew up, my brother, Kevin, his dad got Agent Orange in Vietnam, and so his arms are all like my friend. I'm talking about my friend Kevin, his dad. So his arms have all this weird dyspigmentation and from Agent Orange. And I grew up. My dad was in the military 21 years. I grew up. I live in Colorado Springs, the most military city you could live in. So I'm always around these things. it just stings, man, because it's true. Sometimes we need that reminder. Thank you, Five Finger Death Punch. It's so crazy because I thought, and even there was a little bit of the, or I don't know. I can't do it. I ain't over, But bro, this was meaningful. This is amazing. I am embarrassed that I've taken this long to get into the music. If you guys show up for this, I'm going to continue to do some reactions to them on the channel. If you don't, I'm going to be getting into Five Finger Death Punch on my own. This is amazing. This is incredible. All I can say is thank you, man. Dude, I actually feel I'm kind of struck with some raw emotion right now, which that doesn't always happen with these reactions, you know. Sometimes it does. You know, Johnny Cash really has invoked some emotion in me in his videos. This was special. And I just did, man, I really do apologize. I should have been supporting these brothers earlier. And even the little, you know, with Zoltan on IG, the little combos, I'm just in my own world, bruh. You guys are the truth. This is epic. It's coming from a hip hop kid, man, a rap kid from across the tracks, man. I really appreciated that. Like, share, comment, subscribe, y'all. 40.
Thank you for being.
And I'm not a kid. I'm 40. Why is that? A rap
40
kid.
is down the road back again. FUQ boys. 40.